Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for The Acolyte, episode 7. Yes, we're here again. I'm having to do this recording in a different room because there's some work going on. It's very noisy. So, yes, we're treated to another flashback episode. The same flashback from a different perspective that we saw in episode 3, I think it was. I've forgotten because, God, it's been time. So yes, we are on the planet of Brendok yet again, 16 years ago no less, and the Jedi are on the planet Brendok doing some scans. Why they can't do the scans using probe droids, which are established in this universe, I don't know. Why they can't do a planetary scan of the planet from orbit, I don't know. So yeah, we just have to get them on the ground for plot reasons. And they're there to find divergence in the Force, and the Jedi Wookiee, Kelnaka, I believe it is, I don't know, because we've not had anything of his character whatsoever. Kelnaka is using a metal detector that he picked up from Asda for about $12.99, and he's doing well, bless him.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And Padawan Torbin, who becomes Master Torbin with the really bad haircut, is complaining that he's homesick and he wants to go home, and he's questioning why they're there. They're there to find divergence in the Force. What's wrong with you? You know, it's not your fault your colleagues can't do their job properly and utilise probe droids and other bits of technology, and you're scourging hand and foot through mud to find some semblance of life from a planet that should be desolate. Yeah, okay, we're not going to go into any more of that, no problem. We're also going to ignore the fact that there's a massive structure, which you probably could have discovered, utilising a planetary scan, you know, and realised there was life on the planet by doing a planetary orbit scan, but you just ignore everything. Plot. That's the reason why they're having to do that and go hand and foot through a forest to find shit. And yes, Sol comes across the twins, and essentially Sol has this feeling that Osha must be his apprentice, and there's arguments ensue, and Jedi Torbin is like, I want to go home, let's do this, and it all goes wrong from there. They go to the witches, and obviously it just goes badly wrong, and the lead witch, I can't remember her name, to be quite honest with you, I think it's Anisea. She's like, I don't like any of this, and she turns into smoke, and for some reason she turns into smoke. She becomes the smoke monster from Lost, and Master Sol kills her. Alright, okay. I mean, fair enough, it looks like May's about to vanish into smoke as well, but then as soon as he stabs her, she goes, I was going to let Osha go, you know? And then she dies. And that's supposed to make us feel bad, I suppose. She turns into smoke, for God's sake, in front of two Jedi. Of course they're going to react. It's horrifying. They've probably never seen anybody turn into smoke before. They don't know what's going on. It's a dark side power. Of course they're going to react. But essentially, what this boils down to, fundamentally, is the reason why this all happens is because Torbin is fucking homesick.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said so! It's all bullshit!
Give me a fucking break. It's like the jumping around of thought process is just fucking wrong. It's all over the place. The characters don't make any sense. There's no consistency. Again, there's not being any consistency in this show at all. In terms of character, in terms of the thought process, it doesn't make any sense. But moving on from that, we have the Zabrak witch lady, the wife of Anisea, also turns into smoke. I scooted past the fact that Anisea had entered Torbin's mind and convinced him of certain things that were uninteresting, but the Zabrak lady turns into smoke as well and possesses Kelnaka. These fucking names, God, I'm surprised I remember him, to be fair. and he starts fighting with all the other Jedi, and Master Indara swings in. To be fair, the fight sequence is okay. It's acceptable. We get some, good jumping around and stuff, some acrobatics from the Jedi, which we all love, I suppose, don't we? And Indara comes in and sort of drains the power from his mind, and all the witches die. For some reason. For some reason, they all just die.
What do you mean, everyone?
I mean, they use the power of many, I guess. So the power of many is weak because they all die. Laughable.
I didn't think it was physically possible, but this both sucks and blows.
I don't understand. Have I missed something? What do they all die of? They all die of confusion? They all die of absolute disappointment? Oh, well, it didn't work, we'll just die. Never mind. And it turns out that May did set the fire, although she didn't want it to go out of hand as it did. So there's no resounding mystery. There's no other power involved in setting this fire. It's all May. It always has been. She is still a psychopath. She is still a nutter. And yeah, the only semblance of sort of moral ambiguity is that Sol makes a decision with regards who he's trying to save. Maybe he sees the darkness in May, so goes, I'll save Osha. And that is it. That is it. I've boiled it down there quite simply because very little else is revealed that we already didn't know from the third episode. We're just given a couple more scenes. Realistically, did we have to split this up? Did we have to split this up from episode 3? No, I think you've just created tension from nothing. And it's not even good tension, it's unearned. It's disappointing to the max. This mystery that you've created is not mysterious, it's not clever, it's not even fucking remotely interesting. It's cobbled together, it's basic. It's a basic revelation that offers nothing, that changes fundamentally nothing. The Jedi are impulsive. Yeah, okay, so that's a bad thing on the Jedi part. They make mistakes. They act brashly and abruptly to the situation rather than taking a step back, where like Sol does when he stabs Anisea because she turns to smoke. But motherfucker, they're using dark side powers. Something's activating with the Jedi into defensive mode. So I don't know what they're trying to fucking do here. I don't know what the point of this all was. And given that we've got one more episode left to go, this wasn't even an episode where Sol's telling the story to May. We're just seeing it as audience seeing it after the fact or before the fact. So what, are we going to be treated to Sol telling May this exact same fucking thing? Or are they just going to skirt over that? Surely the reaction would have been better if they'd set up a bookend at the beginning of the episode saying, well, right, mate, I'm going to tell you everything now, and then we see bits and pieces. We didn't need to see all of this. We just needed to see the highlights that flesh in what we've already been seeing. But no, we don't even get that, and we don't get a bookend at the end where May goes, I understand now, or she accepts it, or she rejects it. We don't even get that. It's just a singular episode shoved into the middle of nowhere. Again. I don't know what the thought process is in releasing episodes like this. How have they come to this idea? How have they come to this plan to do the episodic structure like this? What's their thought process? I'm baffled. I'm baffled to the point of pure apathy at this point. Because I feel like I'm also beyond anger. I'm just completely disappointed at the dishevelled nature of this series. It's fundamentally broken in craft. The writing is dreadful, the dialogue is dreadful, the effects, alright, okay, but it's dark and miserable and grimy, and this show was billed as sort of like an exploration of the dark side and, a breakdown of, what it means to be impacted by the dark side. And I don't feel like we've got any of that shit. I feel like we've just been given basic ideas, basic flaws and quandaries of people doing silly things that amount to fucking nothing, really. We've got one episode to go, like I said. Is this really going to be wrapped up in the last episode? May and Osha are still separated. Osha's doing whatever the fuck she's doing with Kamiya's helmet. And May's with Sol still. So what happens here? And to be honest, I'm asking that question, and I don't really care at this point either. I'm just intrigued to see how the fuck they wrap this all up in some cohesive way, because this is not cohesive at all. From the top down, it's an incoherent mess. It's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It's pitiful as well. It's absolutely pitiful that we've been given this. I cannot, for the life of me, fathom where the character decisions come from in terms of why everyone, especially Master Torben, I don't buy for a fucking second that he commits suicide because of all this. I don't buy it. What the fuck? I don't buy it whatsoever. I think it's weak. I think it's lackluster. And that's currently my entire thoughts on the series itself. Weak, lackluster, terribly delivered. An absolute waste of an idea. This episode itself has done nothing to change my mind, my thoughts process. The little fight sequence with Kelnaka was interesting enough. I mean, it looked a bit clunky and a bit jarring because this is a big Wookiee in a costume swinging a lightsaber. It was interesting. Is it groundbreaking? No, not at all. I think if you're calling it groundbreaking, you're far beyond any help in terms of common sense. So yeah, I'm just going to give this a solid 3 out of 10 because it's not doing anything. It hasn't done anything at all for me. At all. I feel like this was a waste of time episode yet again. We treated the same things we've already seen from a slightly different angle, but rather than utilising nuance and creativity and cleverness to bend the perspective to show, maybe from a childlike perspective what's different. No, it's all the same, just with added scenes from elsewhere. It's like what they cut from episode 3, they just mashed into this episode and thought, there we go, that serves the mystery, doesn't it? Well, no, because it's the fucking same with the same outcome with nothing changed. May's still a psycho, the Jedi act impulsively, which we all fucking knew would be the case. We knew it wouldn't be the secret Sith invasion or something like this. We were just gripping and clutching at straws thinking there would be something clever and remarkable, but there is not. There is nothing clever or remarkable about this series. It's bland, it's tepid, it's wasteful at the max. And there's no rage. There is no rage, only apathy. So yeah, take that with what you will. A 3 out of 10. The finale is next week. And God, if we're left on a cliffhanger, I'm going to blow my fucking top. So yeah, there you go. 3 out of 10. Apologies for the on the fly review for this. Like I said, there is some work being done, which means I've had to retreat to a different location within the fortress. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.